What is up, guys? So today I'm gonna be showing you a gameplay of one of the newer King of Glory heroes. It's a jungle assassin similar to Murad or Nakrov, and I think it is very plausible that we will be getting this hero just like he is right here in Arena of Valor, because he only has 3 skills, and usually every hero that only has 3 skills gets ported over to Arena of Valor. And you can see they're already fighting a little bit, but first of all, I just want to explain you his skills and stuff, because you can see him fly over walls. So he's obviously a bird. He's like a birdman guy. We call him Birdman because I can't pronounce most of these Chinese names. And so yeah, he basically has 2 forms. One is the bird form and one is the human form. And basically you want to stay in bird form as much as possible. And you can see the little blue bar is not mana below his health bar. It's in fact the thing that indicates his passive. As long as this blue bar doesn't reach the end, you are in flying mode. And whenever you attack something, you gain a little bit of that blue bar. And whenever you use your S1, you replenish that blue bar as well. But if you lose the blue bar, you just stand there, you gain a ranged auto attack that pierces through enemies like Kali passive, but you basically are really useless because you lose a lot of your abilities, and it's, yeah. So now let's explain his first ability. It's basically, see, he was in the human form there, he was walking for a little bit. Now his first ability, it makes him fly faster, at the end, when you let go, you basically dash into the direction you're walking, so like a Superman dash. And if you hit an enemy, you backflip off of them and stun them really briefly, I think. And it basically deals damage. And as I already mentioned, it keeps refilling your blue bar. You see? He's not dropping out of his melee form because he's using that S1. And also, of course, as I was saying, you can only fly through walls while you're in the flying mode, of course. So you really want to stay in that. And whenever you're out of combat, it just stays full. So always when you're out of combat, see, he was out of combat while he was walking on the ground and had the red bar, and it kept refilling. Whenever you're out of combat, it refills. And whenever you're in combat, it goes down unless you attack something or unless you use S1. So it's a pretty complicated hero. He also has like 2 damage over time passives that deal like one of them is whenever the enemy walks, he takes damage, he bleeds for damage. So let's say you attack someone, you proc that, you see the little spikes or feathers that go into the enemy. Whenever the enemy walks, they take more damage. So usually against him, you have to stop walking, otherwise you'll die. So, and if you stop walking, he will just kill you. But yeah, it's a pretty cool design. See, he's now in the melee form, and I mean in the ranged form, and it kept replenishing, and he couldn't walk through walls, of course, when he's on the ground form. And now, so his S2 is really cool too. It basically makes you dodge all the CC and skills for the next not millisecond, but like 0.25 seconds. He does like a spin, and while he's in that motion for that spin, he dodges all CC. And if he successfully dodges a CC, he gains more rage as well. And if he's in the human form, and if he successfully dodges that CC, right, he instantly turns into his bird form. And then his ult is really cool. It's kind of like arrow ult. You use it, and he flies up into the air, becomes invulnerable, and you can like move the circle around with your joystick, and then he drops down, and he makes a feather storm there that like rains feathers and does damage. And it also knocks up, I believe, and it makes you get a certain amount of your passive bar back. So yeah, it took like 5 minutes to explain the abilities, which is, yeah, it's a very complicated hero. it's not too complicated to play, but just to explain everything makes sense if you play it once. So, as I said, really cool hero. By the way, we're currently watching one of the best junglers in China in King of Glory. It's the EDG M jungler. So it's a pro team jungler, so he's really insane. And of course, 302. This is also a really high level gameplay. So you can see he just had a really good macro up to this point. As I said, I had to explain his skills though. So basically this hero, not a lot of people play him anymore. You can see he can just fly through all the walls. He engages with his ult, so because he didn't want to lose his flight mode. Because if he loses his flight mode, he's so useless. And as I was saying, a lot of people gave up on this hero. When he first came out, he was beyond broken, but they nerfed everything. And now it's basically... now he's pretty useless. Like, it's a 44% win rate hero, I think. So a lot of players gave up on him. But I was surprised that I could find a recent gameplay of a pro player playing him. So yeah, I thought I would check it out and show you guys this hero. As I said, I think this would be one of the favorites of a lot of players because, you know, a lot of people just like to play these AD assassins in the jungle. So it's exactly one of those classic ones, but he can also fly over walls. He looks really cool. And yeah, I hope they buff him a little bit again. The thing that broke him, so when he came out, his S1 during the backflip, when he hit someone and then during the backflip, he was invulnerable, right? So basically he had his ult invulnerability and the S1, so that was just too much. He could outplay you in so many ways. And they removed this invulnerability, and now it's just, that pretty much broke him. Like, that destroyed the hero. You can see he built Spear of Longinus into Omni Arms, and he built the tier 2 item of Soul Reaver, because you don't really build the tier 3 item in King of Glory. And yeah, you can see he tries to engage. He instantly goes out, like he just tried to catch the enemy mid laner with his S1. If he did, he would have stunned him briefly, he would have been able to auto attack him, but because he barely missed him by a couple pixels, he had to just instantly disengage with ult. But the ult has really low cooldown, as you can see. And see, he jumped into the enemy base, he doesn't care, he can just fly out again, you know? It's just a really cool hero design. And as I was saying, his melee farm, he overextended here. That was really close, because he didn't have his ult yet. I think he thought he would have his ult by the time he jumps in. You can see he always has to wait. Yoinks the thing with the smite. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I don't think I have to explain anything else. You go full AD, of course, as you go with a lot of stuff in King of Glory. And yeah, there's also like small things that you probably don't consider immediately when you see this. You probably think, ooh, going through walls is broken, but true, it is broken. However, there's even more broken stuff, like you reach the enemy red buff before the enemy team reaches it, you know, because you can just fly over all the walls and you fly really quickly with your S1 as well, as you can see. So you reach the enemy red buff, the bush there, before the enemies reach it, unless they have someone like Teamy or Superman that runs really fast. So it opens up a lot of possibilities for invading and stuff. Like it's even better than you think at first glance. So, and he just goes away here. You see the damage over time is very potent, because as I said, he has 2 damages over time. I think one of them is an ability passive and the other one is his actual passive, and or part of his actual passive, and one is just the damage over time, and the other one, I think you have to hit the enemy 3 times or something, and then you get the, if they walk, they take damage. So if they walk away from you, they will take a lot of damage. You can see he's playing these teamfights really well. He goes in, goes out perfectly, dashes over the wall, or like, yeah, dashes away out of tower range with his S1 to survive very briefly. As I said, this is probably the best player I've reviewed so far, because this is a pro player they are absolutely insane. They play 12 hours, they play 10 hours of scrims every day, then they play for 4 hours solo queue. Like, they are, yeah, they make a lot of money with this game, so they have the incentive to play a lot. So absolutely insane. Like, the small things he's doing that I keep noticing through the video is just insane. Like, when he was, like, all the mechanics are just so clean. Like, he like 2 minutes ago he was attacking the enemy jungle camp, and he just attacked it over the wall, and right then he got his passive back, stuff like that. Like, it's just really clean. The gameplay is just so efficient, you know. It's just, everything is perfect. And yeah, I think they're gonna end here. He also bought Claves. He's gonna dodge that power shot with his ult, of course. He bought the Beast right now, so he has Spear of Longinus, what's it called? Omni Arms, Claves for crit, because Omni Arms gives crit as well. And then he finished it with the Beast, I think. And now he bought the Fafnir's as well. I think he sold his jungle item. So, absolute, yeah, he speedrun the game, 10 minutes, full build. You can see here, 1700 rank. Early season, I think. This was like 3 weeks ago or something. So this is insane. And you see he got banned because you get locked out of the game after you play 6 hours a day. So that is this Vera telling him, bro, you played 6 hours a day, take a break. He's probably just gonna switch his account, keep playing. Of course, as I said, super good players, they're super, what was it called? Super hardworking, you know? Anyway, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed this new hero. I hope we will get him soon. I think we might get him on the test server soonish, like anywhere from 3 to 6 months, because we got Sima Yi on the test server recently. I think Sima Yi was like 4 heroes before this one, so would make sense to get him soon. Anyway, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, boys. Bye-bye.